So I mentioned in the intro, you led GrabCAD's organic traffic to grow 30x, which led to a successful acquisition. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and what strategic choices made that possible?
Well, that's really what it's called now is product-led marketing or product-led SEO. We didn't have that name when we were doing it. But what GrabCAD was a website where people who are working on any 3D design could collaborate and submit designs and comment on each other's designs. And there was actually some software that helped them do the design. So because the product was collaborative and because some people were using it for free, we could generate SEO content from the library of 3D models. And it became a really nice virtuous cycle there, where the more people that submitted 3D models, the more content we could create. That was just basically generated from the database of 3D models. The more content we created, the more differentiated all of that content was in that library, so that different pages in the library itself would rank for more and different types of searches. And the more searches that the content in the library was appearing for, then the more people who were interested in 3D design that would find out about GrabCAD and go to the website and get involved. So it really just became this virtuous cycle where we had to make sure that we were generating the right content, that we were surfacing the right information about the models that were submitted so that they would show up in Google searches, and then making sure that the registration flow was appropriate so that people understood why they wanted to register. Make sure that we understood that because people would usually come because they want to download the model and play with it or use it in their project. And so we need to make sure that they register in order to download something and they get the value that they're looking for, and then they want to come back. There's a whole like email marketing campaign on the back end to get people to come back to the site and submit more models and more designs, which is really important. And then we're creating more content based on those models, and it just goes. But it's really a product led marketing approach.
How could somebody take some of the lessons that you learned or things that you did with that company and apply them to their own physical products brand?
Well, it's tough because we think of product led SEO or product led marketing as working best with like a software solution or a software solution that can generate content online or generate some type of marketing asset. So with the products, it really depends on the type of product that you're selling. But if it's a physical product, what I would say the real parallel there is the community that we built around the brand. So anything that you could do to build a real community around your brand, and that involves the founder or someone who's leading the brand really being out in front and engaging with the community. It helps so much if you've got purpose-driven brand, or at the very least you give a damn about your customers. I'm going to give you an example. Like I worked with a a small e-commerce brand that was selling jewelry, and it was a jewelry designer, a woman here in Boston. She loved designing jewelry. She wanted to sell it online. The problem is there are about 1 million people, including 5 in my family, who like to design jewelry and want to sell it online. Like, how do you differentiate that? That's very difficult. So when I was asking her about the different products that she was creating, it turned out that there were a few of them that were selling really well, but there was one that was selling great. And I asked her what it was, and she said, "Oh, it's a bracelet paired with a necklace with this autism symbol on it." And I was like, "Oh, really?" I said, "Well, who's buying it?" She said, "Well, families who are touched by autism." And I said, "Okay, well, how'd you get into that?" And she said, "Well, we have a son or a daughter who is autistic. So I made a couple for some friends. Everybody liked it. So I ended up making dozens more, and they've all sold." And I said, "You've got your business idea right there, because not only is a product that you've proven you can sell, but it's a product that taps into a community. It's a purpose behind it. It's targeted enough. It's not just jewelry. It's targeted enough where you know what communities you need to engage with and who you need to activate to get more sales, and what influencers you need to talk to about this jewelry." So I really like the idea of a purpose driven approach. And for me personally, if I was launching an e-commerce brand, it wouldn't be, you know, or even, I don't know, beach umbrellas or something. It really needs to have a purpose behind it that's linked with a community that would love it, absolutely love it, and promote it for me. And so it's really that community angle that drove GrabCAD that could also work for a physical product business.